ain't gonna lie, ladies and gentlemen. I think you're gonna agree with me what I'm about to say. Breakfast is fantastic. Probably my most favorite meal of the day. Apparently F-16 Falcons, they also love breakfast because they have eaten hawks for breakfast apparently in this video, because we're going to be reacting to when F-16 Falcons eat hawks for breakfast. I thought Falcon was a hawk. That's a conversation for a different time. Welcome to hell. That's my YouTube channel. Anyway.
Of February the 28th, 1994.
Here we go!
And 6 volunteer pilots are on a bombing mission in violation of a NATO no-fly zone.
Volunteer pilots?
The leader of the flight is pilot Ranko Vukmirovic from the Bosnian Serb Air Force.
Okay.
He and his men are in Yastreb J-21 jets, which are no match for the...
Are these guys friendly? Can I just go ahead and say something that I hope isn't offensive? This is probably one of the worst looking planes I've ever seen in my life, man. What the? Who designed this shit? Fuck is this, man?
NATO F-16s in speed, maneuverability, or weapons. The Yastreb pilots are trying to keep below radar height, but now, with the target getting close, they're forced to ascend to 2,000 meters to start the attack run on a weapons factory. In doing so, the aging Serbian jets light up the watching NATO radars. 50 miles away, 2 patrolling F-16s are informed of the J-21's presence.
Black Flight, you have 6 bogeys.
Here we go.
A320 for 52 at 7,000. Flanking. Copy that.
The F-16s bank towards the target. In an attempt to shorten the war, NATO has set up a no-fly zone, and the F-16s have been sent. Vukmirovic gets a visual on his target
you're going down,
and arms
brother.
his bombs. The flight positions themselves in pairs, one after the other, when suddenly a transmission comes through the radio.
American aircraft is ahead.
It grows in Vukmirovic's stomach. He can clearly see the trails of the 2 American Air Force jets dead ahead of them.
Here we go.
He takes a deep breath.
Take a deeper one.
In
Let's
previous
go.
missions, the American jets have only watched and warned the enemy, but not engaged. Vukmirovic knows
He's
if
shaking
the
himself.
F-16s had wanted to shoot him, they could have done so from miles away.
Okay.
But his eyes go wide as he sees the 2 F-16s approach at breakneck speed and roar through and past the Bosnian Serb flight.
American Ferraris focus on the target.
Jesus! Did you see those old Yugos?
Despite the show of force, the Serbian pilots are not distracted and keep their eyes on their objective.
Oh, is that like a warning?
The Yastrebs are old tech and still use optical sights. And as the target drifts into the crosshairs, the aging planes release and drop their rudimentary but effective 550-pound bombs on target,
You
striking them
fucking
from
bastards.
different directions.
They dropped bombs. Understood. You're clear to engage.
Oh.
Weapons free. Roger, moving to engage.
My God.
This is gonna be shooting fish in a barrel.
At the very rear of the formation, pilot
Jeez.
Zlatan Sirnalic watches the last of the bombs strike.
Target is hit.
The
Objective
6
complete.
J-21s turn back towards
Hey,
their
you
airbase.
ain't going home, man. I ain't
But
gonna
their
lie.
speed is no match for the F-16s,
Oh!
who sweep in behind them, lining up their sights on the very rear of the formation. The pilot switches to air-to-air mode and selects an AIM-120 missile on his right display computer. On his head-up display, a box designates the target. The F-16 pilot gets aloft
Do it.
and presses the weapons
Do
release
it.
button.
Box 3.
The missile flies off from the wingtip.
There it goes.
The AIM-120 AMRAAM radar-guided missile fires and locks onto the running J-21's radar
Can I just say something? This guy's videos are so cool.
signature,
Holy.
rapidly approaching its target. Sirnalic is scanning the skies for the Americans.
You scan
when
all
he
you want,
sees
mate.
an enormous flash.
Oh, fuck.
He wonders if he's been hit, but then he sees the explosion on his wingman's left wing, immediately shredding half of it off.
Scatter, run. They're dropping bombs like
The
there's
5
not no
remaining
more.
J-21s turn over and dive for the ground. One of the F-16s gives chase, following them all the way down into the valleys between the Bosnian hills.
Oof.
Each pair of J-21s goes its own way, leaving Sirnalic completely on his own. He frantically looks over his shoulder as he flies through the terrain, catching
Oh
a
my
terrifying
God.
sight of an American fighter
Subscribe. Oh
hot on
my
his
God.
heels.
Fox 2.
The
Locked.
F-16 fires an AIM-9 Sidewinder heat-seeking
bro.
missile.
Night. Speed
It
1,500
locks
mile an
onto
hour.
Cernalich's hot engines and chases him down across the sky. Cernalich, flying low, skims over some electrical transmission wires.
Oh, you
The
fucker.
missile explodes near the wires and his tail, cutting part of his vertical stabilizer. But he's still flying. He reports the situation, but finds his radio completely dead.
Oh, what a shame.
Alone and vulnerable,
Unlucky, mate.
Cernalich looks over his shoulder, expecting a second impact at any moment.
We're 5 minutes into this video, ladies and gentlemen, just before we hit another impact. If you've watched this point, it must mean you enjoy the reaction. So if you do, and you haven't yet, please do leave a like. Maybe think about subscribing, because we are on a road to 28 million subscribers, and that'd be great if you could join the community. I'd love it. Thank you.
But instead,
You're gone,
he sees
man.
the F-16 turning away.
Oh, it's away. Hey, they're away after the other two then? Makes sense, man, in my
With
opinion.
Mikherovich, he and his wingman push their aircraft to their limits, racing through the valleys. But the F-16
Look at that
relentlessly
thing, man. That
closes
F-16
distance.
is fucking so cool looking.
Fox 3.
He releases another AMRAAM missile, which rockets towards its
It's
target.
like a shark chasing
Mikherovich is still
a
looking
penguin,
across
man.
the sky to catch a glimpse of an enemy fighter.
This
when the
just
missile
looks like a
flies
shark
in and
chasing a
disintegrates his
penguin.
wingman. The Yastreb explodes into flame and scrap.
Americano!
He breaks into evasive maneuvers once again.
Yeah, you're done.
As the F-16 fires another missile. It slams straight into his engines.
My God.
The explosion shreds the fuselage, and flames pour out of the holes. He wrestles the dying aircraft, pulling hard on the stick and willing it to ascend as it burns all around him.
Jesus. Not just evacuate?
As flames engulf the cockpit, Mikherovich pulls the canopy emergency handle
Yeah, a bit
and
late, mate.
ejects.
Oh, maybe not.
The F-16 roars past as Mikherovich parachutes safely down.
Oh, broke.
The
I thought he...
F-16s continue towards the next pair of targets. They swap positions with the covering
Where's he
F-16
going?
diving into action, armed with a fresh set of missiles.
Ooh.
But their fuel is running low, and in a few minutes, they'll be forced to turn back.
Approaching bingo fuel.
Shit.
2 bandits trying to escape. I may be able to get one shot. Roger that.
South of the F-16 pair, Vukmirovich and his wingman, Goran Zaric, have been forced to hear their friends taken down one by one in rapid succession. Any hope they have is crushed by the sight of an F-16 appearing over the hills behind them.
That would be terrifying, man. You see that, you know you're
Pair
fucked.
break formation
You're done, man.
as the American jet sweeps in. With just enough fuel left to make it back, the F-16 gets aloft.
Fox 2.
Bye-bye.
Vukmirovich sees the missile launch off the rail and turn toward him.
Surely if you see it
He
coming
turns
for you, just
hard,
eject.
trying to outmaneuver it.
What's this, baby? Daddy put his earphone in. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know there's like 4 minutes left of this, but Daddy duty does call, so I'm going to try and watch it with you. You want to watch it with me? You know, wave to everybody. You're on the YouTubes. It's very windy outside, so our hair's a bit of a mess. Please don't press the buttons. Look, and put your glasses on. Whoa. All right, let's see where we're at.
He's stunned, but the
Whoa.
fragmentation does no significant damage. He looks back, expecting
his
more,
wing.
but instead, the F-16 pulls off the chase, out of fuel.
He's turning away, he's gone.
But NATO Command has dispatched 2 more F-16s.
Oh shit. Excuse my friend. Sorry. Excuse my friend.
Vukmirovich looks back up.
Two incoming.
2 J-21s scramble for speed, diving down as far as they dare into the valleys. They
Oh.
skim the treetops, racing between the hills, with the F-16s all the while shadowing them and keeping up. They look over their shoulders to see the F-16s closing the gap.
Yeah, they're done.
There's nothing they can do.
They're
to come out
finished.
on top. In
They
desperation,
dead.
Vukmirovich tries a last-ditch idea. He turns straight towards a cliff at maximum speed.
Is he trying
Zarich keeping close formation behind him.
to... At this point, you just try and befriend them, man. You know what I mean? You pull
His
up as
heart
late as
races
possible.
as the two jets head straight towards the Earth.
Will they do it?
The two pilots pull their controls as hard as they can. Zarich is crushed down by the G-forces as the ground rapidly approaches his windshield.
He's done. And boom.
Vukmirovich's jet clips the ground and bursts into flames.
Oh no! I mean, we don't care because they're the bad guys, right? They're the bad guys, babe.
Zarich looks back. There's no parachute.
Yeah. They done. We win!
The F-16s burst through the smoke, still in pursuit. He pulls back into a dive, rushing to use the terrain as cover. But they're far too close.
Box 2.
Yeah, here we go. Here
The
we go.
missile
Here we go.
closes the
And
gap and explodes into
bomb.
Zarich's tail.
GG's, mate. Have a good
His
one.
fighter bursts into flames.
Have a good
and he
one, my
loses
guy.
all control. He releases the canopy and ejects, but he's far too
He
low.
ejected? He's way too low, though.
The parachute has no time to open.
Yeah, he's done.
And he falls into the fireball of his own crashed jet.
Oh, what a shame. What a shame.
Splash 1. There's another bandit on the radar.
We got one more.
Engaging.
The F-16s leave the scene and catch up to another J-21 flying low over the countryside. It's Cernowicz, limping his damaged jet home.
Oh,
to
it's the
safety.
guy that get hit in the tail.
He's keeping an eye on his gauges
Oh,
when an
no.
F-16 roars past. He's filled with dread and immediately pulls on the stick. His only plan is to gain enough altitude to eject before the American can finish him off. The F-16 gets behind him and he grabs the canopy emergency handle. But then, the F-16 pulls up alongside, matching his speed. He locks eyes with the enemy pilot.
Huh?
The American salutes him and flies away.
Wow.
Out of the 6 Yastreb pilots that volunteered for that dangerous mission, 3 never returned home. Cernowicz would later say, "I don't have any bad feelings towards the American pilots."
I wouldn't like to think so. They saved your life.
This
They had
event
theirs.
is usually referred to as the Banja Luka incident
Okay.
and represents the first NATO combat engagement in its history.
Okay.
Robert Wilbur Wright was credited with 3 victories, the highest score by a USAF pilot in a single mission since the Korean War, while pilot Stephen Yogi Allen was credited with 1 victory.
God help them if we use our F-17s.
No one told us they were invisible. Boom. Well, that was cool. Do you think that, babe? Gonna give me my hat back? Yeah? So do you want to say that was cool, like and subscribe? No? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry the ending kind of took a little bit of a turn, but the only thing I could really do was either end the recording or let it record for about 2 hours until my partner comes home and I come back out and finish it. Or just bring her out and watch the end of it, which is what we need. We need, didn't we? Okay. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. That's my second video if I've ever watched him from that guy, and he makes some cool videos, man. Doesn't he? Doesn't he make the cool videos? He makes the cool videos. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Before you go, make sure to give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and I also stream on Twitch if you guys want to come and join the community we got on there. I'd appreciate it. I'd love to meet you guys. And yeah, goodbye.